we have to have horror movies involved with this because that's our love. It does sound kind of weird to say, well, how are we gonna incorporate that with a restaurant? The name was the first name that came up, was Monster Vegan, and it was kind of kooky. Our personalities were like, let's just do it. Let's go with Monster Vegan. It sounds kind of funky, it sounds weird. It just led into this weird combination of horror-related theme restaurant and then a vegan restaurant as well. We want them, when they enter Monster Vegan, it's definitely the vibe. It's that 80s feel. You'll see a lot of neon throughout the restaurant. We have large projection screens of just movie clips. If you're into horror movies, you're gonna love it here. We are at Monster Vegan. It is run by me, my wife, and her twin sister. And it came about through the pandemic. I was currently working at Penn University. COVID comes along, they shut down the campus. So we thought, let's try out a ghost kitchen. And from there, we just started just a small delivery service. I'd say about 7 months ago, fully open as a vegan/horror restaurant. The decor was what we were kind of looking for, the 80s. Throwback, that's what we love about horror movies, anything around the 80s and the 70s. My father-in-law, her dad, does all the paintings. So it definitely incorporates that family restaurant feel. We are vegan. The main reason why we started vegan is to stop eating animal products. We're more customizing the menu for people that are meat eaters to give them a chance to see if they can steer them away and go towards not eating any meat or dairy products. The one in the front here is a Halloween on VHS, garnished with a toasted marshmallow. This is our Blobarita, margarita. This is a Uncle Lloyd's lobotomy tea. Basically, Uncle Lloyd is a horror director that we're a big fan of. They're all somehow related to horror movies. Whether it's a quote from a movie, a title, everything comes back to horror movies. So this one is served in a jack-o'-lantern tiki glass, and it's called Fangoria number 15, paying homage to a Fangoria magazine. We also have a good amount of variety of mocktails. Any cocktails that you see on the menu can become mocktails. When we started Monster Vegan, we wanted, first off, the menu to be stuff that we love to eat, that we miss eating once we went to becoming vegan. So it's 50% is Italian pasta dishes. This is our newest addition. It's the alla vodka rigatoni, and then it's topped with some fresh basil, parm, and our bacon pancetta. And then we also have the other side, which is just comfort food sandwiches, General Tso's chicken sandwich tossed with fried Brussels sprouts tossed in a General Tso's sauce. This is the duo meatballs. So there's 2 Impossible meatballs. They're both on top of our house-made whipped ricotta. So we have a lot of people that come from outside the city, people coming from New York or Baltimore, just because they heard about this horror-themed restaurant. So we have a mix of clientele. So you have people that are here for just the horror aspect, and then you have people here for the vegan option.
It was so natural, I just would be in the kitchen and baking and sharing with people, and there was also the demand for it. People would ask me, can I order a cake? And I was like, well, you can order a cake, and seeing that it was profitable and had the potential to be more profitable made me have an incentive as a young person to just turn it into a business. Yahshi Bakes was started in 2015. I've always wanted to have my own business. From a young age, I remember wanting to have a cafe when I was older and wanting to have a bakery. And so when the time came, it just kind of happened naturally.
So I realized that she was serious about it because she decided to take the initiative to take it to the next level, which was make this stuff. Don't just think about it, but actually make it. And then she eventually opened up her business on another level at the age of 12. So that's seriousness.
So growing up, I've always had this connection to cooking, and part of what's so important about cooking is the flavors, and the flavors that come from spices and how those spices can change if you toast them or if you grind them fresh. My parents are Ethiopian and Jamaican. It was always important to me to do something that is also paying homage to my ancestry, and I think it's one of those things that I don't want to lose, and I think by incorporating those flavors, I'm keeping myself connected to those roots.
I think the flavor profile of Yahshi Bakes' delicacies is probably what I like most. She has an amazing way of putting all the different spices that she put together, and then there's this crust that is, to live for.
I think some of my favorite spices are definitely cardamom. I like green cardamom and I like black cardamom. I've been using a black cardamom from Ethiopia. It's called korarima. Fresh ginger is my favorite. So if I'm making a ginger cookie, I'll put fresh ginger, ground ginger, and then crystallized ginger. And by putting those 3 different types of ginger, I'm adding a depth of flavor. Maybe you've had a chocolate chip cookie hundreds of times in your life, but you haven't had a cookie quite like this because there's those spices that maybe you can't quite distinguish what they are. They add a warmth, and so I think that's what makes it special and what makes it different.
My hope for Yahshi Bakes is that she continue to nurture herself in her own authentic nature, and for her to continue to pursue all of her passions.
I think there's nothing more important than living in your passion, and when you know what it is that brings you joy and makes you glow, I think that's what you should be doing. There's many parallels that I've learned from entrepreneurship that translate to my personal life as well. You have to be your biggest cheerleader, and your joy is an act of resistance. So for me, the fact that I'm still doing this and it still brings me joy, I'm happy and proud of myself for that.
So I lived in Texas for about 6 years. I went to college out there, and I fell in love with all the authentic taco shops out there, and I really wanted to bring that concept of a taco shop to New York City, but make it our own. And what better way than to fuse both of our cultures. My name is Danica Korjosan, and we are currently in Mahal, West Village. I come from 2 very big families that love to cook and love to eat. My dad came from Punjab, India, and had this location for over 35 years. And when he wanted to retire, we wanted to save the business and come up with a new and fresh idea. And the first thing that came to mind was family, and how can we make something our own with our unique culture of both Hispanic and Indian roots. And that's how the idea was kind of born, fusing our cultures together. We are an Indian style taqueria, so we use all of the traditional North Indian cuisine foods, and we make them into little tacos. Traditionally, those breads are super big, but we shrink them down into taco sizes, and we make them really fun and easy to eat. Usually, typically Indian food, if you want to try multiple dishes, you would have a whole bunch of food, and you probably can't finish it all. But when you have a taco with Indian food, you can try half of the cuisine from North India in one meal. So it's pretty amazing. When I first presented my dad with the idea, my dad's super traditional, although he married a Puerto Rican woman. He's super traditional, but when I presented him the idea of making Indian style tacos, he was like, I think you shouldn't leave, you should leave that alone. And he kind of didn't even really know what a taco was. Our family grew up with rice and beans and Indian food, so he was kind of skeptical. And once he saw us taking off, he was super on board. All of the curries that we have on the menu is inspired by him or his sisters.
And on the drink, we make a mango lassi. That's also that's one of the best.
He loves making the mango lassi.
First time. I found on Instagram yesterday. It said must have. Definitely excited though. Yeah.
My father, when he had this location, and when we first opened, it was only 200 square feet. There was no plumbing, there was no gas, and we did all of that. We used to have a wall here and a counter space with about 5 or 6 chairs, stools, and people used to just eat really quick and then leave. So now we have this beautiful indoor dining space, and we have a prep space as well. And we just opened our second location in Hell's Kitchen. So that's also a huge deal for our family and for my father, starting from the West Village and growing into another region of the city. He's definitely so proud of it. Come to Taco Mahal for the best Indian style tacos.
You're watching Bite Size Coast to Coast.
Nothing can beat it.
When we won the Cheesesteak Madness contest, the judges were blown away. We were the only shop they walked into, and there was a woman running the show.
Placing an order, picking up an order. Chicken cheese with what? 1 cheese French fries to go. Do you know what you want, sir?
Cheesesteak. And then the one judge said,
Sweet hot or long hot?
Women don't eat cheesesteaks and hoagies? Why has there never been a woman in a cheesesteak and hoagie shop?
Dan, I'll let you know when it's ready.
I'm Gia Miller. I'm co-owner of Phil and Jim's Steaks and Hoagies. I do have customers come in and say, are you the queen of the cheesesteaks?
Phil and Jim's, this is Gia. Chicken works, mush to go, works, mush to go.
Fried onions? Did you say salt and pepper too?
Definitely an underdog story. Just like the Eagles in 2018, yeah.
We just won Best Hoagie on Earth by Food Network magazine for our Italian special. An Italian special is all of your Italian meats, provolone or sharp provolone, and we can make it everything sweet, everything hot, and we do have homemade long hots. They're just like, oh my goodness, I was so entertained by watching you say, do this, do that, do this person, your order, Bill, I got you, John, I have you, you're ready, you're up next. And people just get blown away. They're like, it's total entertainment. And how we run it, and we're an open kitchen.
It's huge for Parkside. Parkside isn't too well known of a place. When I tell people I live in Parkside, I have to explain it's next to Chester, but if I tell them Phil and Jim's, they know exactly where I'm talking about. Cheesesteaks are definitely comfort food. Yeah, anytime you have a bad day, cheesesteak can turn it right around.
Anybody who lives around here, Phil and Jim's, if you're getting a cheesesteak or hoagie, that's where you go.
You have a good afternoon. Enjoy your lunch.
This is probably the best taco I've ever had. It just tastes so fresh, like it's unbelievable.
I'm Chef Vic Banucci, and this is Pachamama, my restaurant located in oceanfront walk, Venice Beach, of course the famous Venice Beach. Pachamama means Mother Earth in Quechua. We are trying to be the most organic as possible, and of course sustainability is one of our main missions here. We have a big menu, of course, but I think the most special dish in our menu is the tacos. We have carne asada, chicken, and we have vegan tacos as well.
It's different from the typical street tacos. It was a fusion of these different mixes in there that made it one of a kind.
The most special part of our tacos is that in the grill, we use a special secret sauce that we call mama sauce, and it gives a different type of flavor to the tortilla. After that, we go with organic greens, some tomatoes, Peruvian salsa criolla, and then of course a tower of carne asada. And of course, if you don't like the proteins, we have the black beans for all of those vegan who are over here on Venice Beach.
Like the flavor, not too hot, not too spicy, but it just tings your mouth and your tongue. It just goes bam!
The beans were like so perfect. They were like creamy, and then with that tortilla, it's like a little crispy with a little sauce. It was crazy.
Tacos by the beach is the perfect combination.
We're back on Bite Size Coast to Coast.
You probably can't finish it all.
The gremlin's actually inspired by baseball and Cracker Jacks and hot dogs. Miso maple sauce, sriracha mustard. We're gonna put some caramel corn on it, sesame seeds. Don't eat that one after midnight.
You know, I don't know anybody else who could put caramel corn on a hot dog and make it taste good. Jason's the guy. He's a mad scientist. I mean, it's everything. It's all encompassing. It's horror movies, it's rock and roll, it's
ridiculous, monstrous, over the top.
Kitschy, it's campy, it's fun, it's loud, it's weird. It's in your face and you can't miss it. They had built this hot dog.
It's gotta be 8 feet long and about 4 feet tall, 3 feet tall.
The idea was that we would have kind of a really cool and unique photo op for people when they come see the truck. Lo and behold, monster dogs. Jason and I bought this food truck and decided that we were going to put it on the road, start getting weird.
I thought that was a good idea, and why not take what I do with soup and all the other crazy concoctions that I make and put them on a hot dog and see if we can sell them. And it turns out we can't. We're gonna start making the children of the corn dog. A little bit of this chipotle crema corn salad, some chicharron, cotija cheese, hot Cheeto dust. It's my interpretation of a corn dog. Throw some elotes on top of a hot dog, and I think it's gonna be pretty good.
We've got some friends that do special effects. They're a company called The Rot Shop. They can build almost anything. All of us combined developed everything from the logo down to the hands coming out of the side of the truck, holding exact replicas of the hot dogs.
They're like zombie hands. Sort of a campy take on monsters and horror. They really killed it. The Daywalker, that one just came to me in a dream, I guess. I like putting sweet stuff on savory food, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal ever, so why not put it on a hot dog?
So Riot Fest was our first endeavor with the food truck. It was the first time we brought it out. I think at one point the line was about 80 people deep.
We had a line all day long. It was hard to comprehend.
We could never have dreamed that it was going to be that successful on our first run.
The dogs themselves are monsters, so we thought, why not go monster with it? Name them after monsters and just have fun with it. It's hot dogs, it should be fun. A bunch of years ago, there was places that were doing crazy things with hot dogs and pushing the limit on what a Chicago hot dog could be. It just seemed like there was a void, and why not jump into it?
The menu itself is going to be pretty interchangeable. Every time we come up with a new hot dog idea, the Rot Shop is going to build us another replica of that hot dog, including the ingredients that are on the hot dog. So we're really excited to get this thing out on the street, bring it to the masses. It could very easily turn into a brick and mortar one day if we find a lot of success with it. We'll see what happens with it, but we're all really excited about the prospect.
We're back on Bite Size Coast to Coast.
Bam! Flavor.
If any restaurant is serving you enchiladas from the oven, get out. A 12-inch, because we like them big. You're a home away from home when you're at El Halal Amigos, getting really good home cooking. Whether it's a Monday or a Sunday, we're throwing a party, you know? And everybody's invited, the whole neighborhood. When I dove into my religion strongly, which is Islam, we are only allowed to eat halal meats. My favorite food as a Palestinian Filipino is Mexican food. I had this idea like, hey, let's make really good halal Mexican food, and let's make a place and an environment for everyone. Tacos brings people together every single day, more than you know. So let's make it halal and let's make it fun. El Halal Amigos restaurant is located here in the heart of downtown Willow Glen, San Jose. We started as a food truck, humble beginnings, in 2020, and I had this idea of making halal Mexican food. We found something that didn't exist, Mexican food for everybody. Chef Liliana and I and a few others, we're like family. You're gonna see us here serving you, making the best home-cooked, authentica mexicana comida you can find anywhere. Right, Lily? Yes. My favorite dishes, personally, are super burrito. Every level of a burrito has to be perfect. I mean, flavor behind the rice, the beans, the meat, the sauce, the salsa, the guacamole, everything we put so much emphasis on. Every bite is packed with flavor. Our enchiladas auténticas, everything that we put behind the enchiladas is actually made from scratch, and it's made the way we were trained in Mexico. Whole fried fish, or tilapia, is something that is so popular with us too. The biggest thing I would say that is one of our top sellers is our barbacoa costillas. And we slow cook these ribs, costillas means ribs, beef ribs, and we slow cook it for about 5 hours. In banana leaf, this meat is falling off the bone. I mean, you gotta come in. If you come to El Halal Amigos, somebody has to order the costillas. There's a lot of people that really go out of their way to get halal or kosher because of all the health behind it, you know, and the respect behind the animal, you know. So that is so important to me as a chef and a cook, that I'm putting respect in every aspect of what I do. We wanted to make a restaurant where there's something for everyone, and it's still authentic, really good, fun, and vibrant. Everything we do, we put so much love behind it. And we make it like how we would if we were serving anyone in our family. Because every single day that you're in El Halal Amigos, you are at a family party. That's what's happening in this restaurant.
I come a lot to the Taqueria De Anda. It's probably one of the best tacos that I've, grown up my whole life.
No, pues tiene el estilo allá de Sinaloa. Sí, por lo que es la carne, pues, el sabor de la carne. No, pues sí tiene un sabor bueno, la verdad.
My dad grew up in Arandas, which is the hometown where the Taqueria De Anda is from. And all the taco stands that we've eaten there when I was a kid are practically the same.
This is Taqueria De Anda. We're in the city of Placencia, California. My parents started a business about over 42 years ago, coming from a small town from Mexico called Arandas, Jalisco. Came here as an American dream to start their own business, and they opened up their first lunch truck in 1980. Everything's 100% authentic from when we first started till the day. Started grilling the meat. The way we grill it, we put it in a flat iron grill. We cook it till it's maybe about medium. Bring it up, we chop it up, then we grill it again, finalize it, and put it in the grill. Give them tortilla, the original way we made it in Mexico, with the hand, put onion, cilantro, and the salsa on it, and then you lay it on the plate. We love what we do.
It's amazing, and I'm glad that they're taking, their steps further out for other people to try how tacos should be made.
What's your favorite spot to grab a bite or two? Tell us on social media.